What's poppin', everybody? This is Volcanion 4. We're looking at another deck based on a Mega Evolution Pokemon from Mega Evolution. And today I'm going to show you guys a Mega Camerupt deck paired up with Volcanion. So this is a Stage 1 Mega Evolution Pokemon. 340 HP is very good, no doubt. And out of the Stage 1 bunch, I think it's this guy and Manectric as the only Stage 1s. This one is the perhaps better one to make an easy deck around, but it does have its weaknesses. Manectric, I guess it has its own weaknesses, but the attacks it uses, you know, they don't quite do it for the format. Maybe the second attack to get some 1-hit KOs, but then the first attack, stopping basics, it doesn't mean much. But anyway, so this guy has got 2 attacks. Volcanic Meteor is the big attack. For 4 energies, you do 280 and then you discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. So theoretically, you could pair this up and with Emboar or some other fire energy acceleration. I don't even remember what else we got today besides Emboar. And then try this. You could do this with Latias too. You could do a bunch of stuff, but I don't think it's a very good idea. It's not going to be very consistent. This guy's a stage 1. Emboar is a stage 2, and then 280, you know, it's good damage, but it doesn't quite get those 1-hit KOs. I mean, it is pretty flexible, needing only 1 fire, and then 3 can be anything else. The main attack we're going to take advantage of, it's Roasting Heat. It does 80 for 1, so, you know, you're doing something. If you can't make the condition, you can hit for something. But then if your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, you do 160 more. So that's 240 for 1 energy. Very, very good indeed. You can get 1-hit KOs on some basic EXs, and then everything else, I mean, really just get hit for a lot of damage. You can 2-shot anything basically, even other Mega Evolution Stage 2s. That's pretty good. So that's what I'm gonna take advantage of. This attack, it's gonna be the main attacker, Mega Camerupt, so we do 4, and then we do 4 of the Numel. You have a few options for the Numels. All of them have 80 HP. I think one of them has 90. So you can't get them with the Pofin, but they still have low ass HP, so they're gonna get killed against 99% of attacks. You know, from 70 to 80, it doesn't really do much of a difference against Dragapult and shit either, so that's why I think it's so dumb, but whatever. But I'm using this one because it has Cinch, Auto Burn, so if your opponent opens up with something, we have to open up with Numel, then maybe we can do Auto Burn, do a little bit of damage, and then set up for Camerupt next turn if we evolve and we're still alive. So I do this Numel, but you can do other ones too if you want. There's a Call for Family one too, and then there's one that has 90 HP but has the worst attacks, or I think it only has 1 attack. But anyway, running this one. I'm doing a 2/2 of Sizzlipede as well. I guess I should talk about this card. So this card, the only reason that I'm running it is because we just got EXs. It's this Mega Camerupt as the all-day attacker for the most part, the only attacker. But I do want to have something against the rare Mimikyu Wall, or now it's the... what the fuck is it called? That bug rock Pokemon from Gen 5. That I forgot. It's the Dwebble, and it evolves into whatever it evolves into, but it blocks EX Pokemon. The name escapes me right now. My memory is bad. Anyway, but against wall Pokemon like that, I want to have something else. Technically, the deck becomes less consistent because we could have swapped these guys for other basics that can do something, or just more trainer cards. But I got a 2/2 Sandyscorch line for the Sizzlipede, doing the one that does 30, the most damage. You got ones that do burn too, but I think this one is better. And then this one, I mean, the HP is bad, the second attack isn't bad, but the first attack, come on man, couldn't we have... Would it be too much to ask for like a 70 for 1 attack that also does burn? It'd be okay, or do 60 or 50 or whatever, just do some damage. But anyway, it has Auto Burn. The second attack, 180 for 2, is pretty good, but your opponent has to be burned. But since we got the Volcanion and our deck is all about auto burn, it'll usually be live this attack, and then 180 for 2 is good. Most of the time, you're not even going to use this Pokemon. 140 HP is bad, but out of the picks I saw, I think it's the best choice. Okay, so 2/2 line of that, and then we got 3 of the Volcanion EX. So this is the main Pokemon we need to inflict the auto burn. You have this guy in the active position, and then you can inflict the auto burn, and then you retreat with Latias EX. I'm running 2 Latiases for that, so we can have a good free retreating Keldeo style Pokemon. And obviously I run a bunch of switching cards, as many as I can in this deck. It is going to be this sort of a deck, a lot of switching outlets, and you do this sort of combo, switching around. Other decks have done it in the past. You never want to power up this guy 3 energies just to do 160. It's bad. We just really have him for the ability, and that's it. Instead of just having other random shit, I got 3 of him. Make sure we have him. Okay. Only 9 energies in the deck because Camerupt doesn't really need a lot. They should be okay, and then maybe if this guy attacks, you put 2. That's about it. I think it's more than enough. And yeah, pretty simple. Camerupt main attacker, Centiskorch as maybe a backup, but not really. And that's your deck. Everything else is to facilitate Camerupt DX. We got lots of trainer cards though. So we got the typical, you know, 4 nest balls to get basics. And that's pretty much it. I can't have, fuck, what's it called? Shit. I don't, there's no reason for me to run Pofins, not even for this guy. I don't even know if there's like a Sizzlipede with 7 HP, but we're not trying to search this Pokemon, really. So 4 of the nest balls, and then I got 3 of the Mega Signal to get Camerupt. This is very nice. It's actually, it works out well in this deck when I don't want to discard shit. Ultra Ball would have been kind of a pain. So this is a very great alternative. Got 1 Vessel as a discard outlet and just a way to get energies. If you want to do an energy search, you can, but it doesn't matter. Just 1 of this I think is still better. Okay. And then I max out the switches, no doubt. And then the ace pick of choice is also going to be the Prime Catcher as a switching outlet and a pulling card. I think you gotta have it. I mean, we don't really got, like, back in the day we had like switch card. We had a bunch of other switching item options that I don't even remember. But right now, you really just got switch. That's it. Prime Catcher, and then you gotta use like supporter switches like this. This dude, whoever the fuck it is. I mean, I get where they were going with this type of artwork, but he looks kind of weird. Like a weird black dude. But anyway. So, yeah, they shouldn't like the Bob Marley. I don't know. Anyway. But this guy, he's a switching outlet. You switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, and then you draw until you have 5. So it's very similar to Tate and Liza. I don't know if Tate and Liza, I think that effect is better in terms of you shuffle and draw. This one, you're going to draw more cards if you got a low hand. I mean, honestly, Tate and Liza is better. It's better to shuffle and draw 5. Okay. But we got him, just one of this dude. And then that's about it for the switching cards. Double gear. I got the space, might as well try and fetch the supporter cards we want. We got a bunch of them. And then double of the Bravery Charm, just to buff Latias and Volcanion, make them a bit harder to kill. I got these because I am going to have to run 4 Arven in this deck regardless, so might as well have a few tools to get the full plus of this guy. Pretty much your guaranteed way to get the switch, so you can make that combo, make that attack. You got to have this here. Yeah, and then the deck works for itself, basically. Works with not too many resources, let's just say that. Stage 1s, you just gotta switch to get the bonus. You only need 1 energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, and did I forget anything? No. Last thing to talk about besides the supporter cards is the Team Rocket's Watchtower. It's my one-of counter stadium, just to have something instead of nothing. You can run something else if you want to, but I don't want to run stuff that could hinder me. like run something that gives basic Pokemon more HP, or the one that decreases for the stage 2s, it doesn't matter because it's a 2-hit KO for you anyway. So I think just doing this against some random Pidgeot that not a lot of people play right now, it might work. It works against the Noctows. You never know. Just got it as a counter stadium. Okay, supporter cards. I already touched upon the Arven. Gotta have him to get the switches. Max out the Lily, of course. Do only double Iono, and I'm gonna explain why. And then do the double Charon. So in this deck, because we run a bunch of switches, because we run a bunch of other stuff that can be dead, shuffling and drawing can be a bit of a bitch. I mean, Lily, she just gives you a lot of draw, and she's just more superior to me than Iono, so that's why I favor her. But I wanted to have some straight draw cards, and Charon makes sense, at least to me. I'd rather have 2 of this and then actually drop Ionos. It doesn't, a lot of times it doesn't really work out with me. I have a lot of cards in hand, and then when I use Iono, I don't really thin my deck. I don't really actually draw. I just put a bunch of stuff back and get fewer cards back in hand. So Iono is obviously at its best when you can shuffle in as few cards as possible so that you draw more. And the way that I got the deck built here, you know, we got a lot of other supporters like this Arven that we may not want to use. We got stuff like Wally that I'm going to talk about that can be dead, a bunch of the switching cards. So shuffling a bunch of dead cards and then not drawing much sucks for Iono. So I just got 2, and then I'm favoring straight draw. Once again, this is something that, again, Arven is the same thing. It just fetches you cards. If anything gets stuck, I mean, you know the deal. Okay. And then the last supporter card is Wally. So, similar to Gardevoir, this guy has large HP, large enough to take a hit, and then, you know, he just needs 1 energy to attack, so you can just put it back in once you use Wally and then attach it back again. He's ready to go, and you healed all the damage. This is how you win. You time this right, use it at the right time. I mean, your opponent just, you'll outpace him if they don't do similar shit. Cause, yeah, 240, I mean, it can be kind of dangerous when we do 240 and then your opponent gets a 1-hit KO. You're not getting KOs in time, but the Wally really helps. And this is the deck. I think it speaks for itself, but if it looks weird, you guys are gonna see in the matches how it works. I mean, I tried to include a bunch of text like this Wally. It makes sense. Surfer, have an additional switching outlet. I mean, 4 switch, it can be enough, but sometimes you never know what might happen. That's why it's important to have the catcher in. I did even put in a random counter stadium that doesn't really affect me. And then, yeah, I think everything else speaks for itself. Okay, so that's the deck, guys. Camerupt. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the matches for sure. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends. What a